against the grain, it's pretty obvious from the expression on my face. This picture was taken last summer in the Rocky Mountains. We left my 2-year-old with my parents, and my husband Lucas and I took our 6- and 9-year-old on a 40-kilometer bike and hike trip to Berg Lake, which is at the base of Mount Robson. This was my husband's idea, because I'm not super hardcore, I'm not a triathlete. I knew this would be a physical, mental, and emotional challenge. Trying to prepare with 3 kids, these little times of training, and there were many times I wondered if we were totally out of our minds. Nevertheless, we kept on buying a whole lot of stuff. As we began our trip, we had enough to fill an entire chariot, which we towed behind on our bike for the first 8 kilometers. We bought freeze-dried food, a gigantic bottle of bear spray, about 10 pounds of candy, which we like to refer to as energy boosters, but were really rides. And I can't forget about the knife. Lucas had bought a huge knife, which I'm not sure, but I think he had intended to use to ward off bears in the back. Something along the lines of a Canadian crocodile dundee. Ignoring the weather forecast, which warned us about variable weather conditions and a 40% chance of rain, but really, what's a 40% chance of rain to Vancouver, right? We carried on and made it to our campsite. That night, we were cozy in our tent and woken by the most extreme thunder and lightning storm I had ever experienced. As I lay awake, listening to the thunder bounce between the valley walls and rain pound on our 4-person nylon tent, I remember the feeling of being totally exposed to the elements. I felt fear, uncertainty, and so incredibly vulnerable. Our kids were able to sleep through most of the storm, but one explosive blast of thunder woke them up. "We're safe, right, Mom?" asked my 9-year-old son. "We sure are," I said in my greatest voice. When we woke up the next morning, the rain had stopped and the sun was shining, as if the sky had forgotten about its rage from the night, or as if I just dreamed it all. It was then I decided I had to change my mindset. I had to be brave. Drinking my coffee by the river that morning, watching the river flow, I realized I was committed. We were 11 kilometers in, and it was time to let go of my feelings of judgment and self-doubt. I was going to follow the lead of the river and try my best to go with the flow. The second day of hiking became vastly different from the first. As I let in positive thoughts about myself and my abilities, I was also able to let in the beauty of where I was. This day brought us epic waterfalls, lunch by Turquoise River, and after another 10 kilometers of steady uphill, we made it to Berg Lake. We were successful. This daring idea had become reality, and maybe it wasn't as impossible as I thought it would be. This trip to Berg Lake brought many gifts to our family. There were the cliche lessons for our kids, like life is about enjoying the journey, you have to take care of each other, and you have to share the load. We were reminded to keep our heads up and to take in the view, and that you can accomplish amazing things with small steps and perseverance. More life-affirming for me were the lessons about embracing vulnerability, being kinder and gentler with myself, and the gift of connection. Thank you, Brene Brown. I proved myself wrong and started to understand that I was fit enough, strong enough, and tough enough to dare greatly on this hike. Nothing says daring greatly like having to figure out how much toilet paper a family of 4 needs in 5 days of backcountry. Clearly, I miscalculated. And as we were coming down to our last few squares of TP, I had to ask for help from our community of backpackers. Being out of cell range and away from luxuries and necessities creates the conditions to reach out to the people you meet in a particular time and place. We become connected by our basic needs, such as food, water, fuel, safety, and of course toilet paper. We depend on the kindness and generosity of community, and we become connected by our vulnerability. After we finished the hike, I understood how an achievement like this can help us understand our hidden capabilities. My son Charlie proved to me how tenacious and determined he is. He insisted on carrying his oversized backpack all the way to Berg Lake and back. My daughter Alice demonstrated her beautiful way of living in the moment and letting the journey unfold. She virtually skipped the entire hike, and she still proudly wears her I Survived the Berg Lake Trail t-shirt. The hike last year in the Rocky Mountains helped to teach me to accept who I am and how to hold the tension between going with the flow and pushing against the grain, especially my own grain. I still have a lot of learning to do about how to be compassionate with myself, which is part of my lifelong journey. Thank you.